I grew up in Moscow, Russia. I was obsessed with America since I was very little. And once I came here, I was a little bit disillusioned because, oh my god, that's not what I expected. But who cares? It's decent anyway. So yeah, I moved here for college. Um, I was a very social kid. Uh, I was in an art school, painted a lot. I was very motivated, and I never did my homework for any classes. Just never did. Just like never did anything except art classes. So I don't know physics or chemistry or algebra. I don't know algebra. Can you imagine? My family was very, I'd say, not disinterested in politics in any way. Um, so as you know, Putin is the president of Russia, Russian Federation, and he has been there for freaking ages. My mom's side does not mind him. They probably think that this is the only appropriate person for the country, or like they can't think of anybody else who would be better for that position. You know, like he's not perfect, and they understand that, but they kind of accept it. I really respect that position. It's kind of like just accept something that you can't change. My dad's side, they do not like Putin. They do accept it though. Accept him. Yeah, and they never discuss it with me. I would say I'm very highly apolitical. I do not care about politics. There's so many things to care about, and politics is not one of them for me. Like now, I'm just starting to realize that it's the same way how you never come to the decision that you don't like carrots. You know, you just don't eat carrots. You don't hate them, you just don't eat carrots. I don't eat kale, and I don't discuss politics. It's just not my thing. It's just like, I don't know what I have to discuss. And I feel like I never have enough information. So whatever I say would be bullshit, will be like speculation of a sort, and I never want to be a speculative person. Definitely, it took me a while to understand that people here care about politics way more than they do back home. Like literally none of my friends ever cared about politics back home, but here people do care, and sometimes when I'm being myself, meaning I'm being apolitical, not giving shit about politics, I feel a little bit pressured to care, you know, just to be in this community of people who do care about politics, you know, especially before the election. Everything was so hyped, you know, everything was like anti-Trump, very, very like Bernie. Everybody discussed that, and I was like, well, I gotta be in this world of things, so I guess I'll talk about Trump and how horrible it is. So I did. I can't say it was sincere or it was an informed decision to talk that way about Trump, because I don't have any information other than what I see on Facebook. My perception, well, the most superficial one is that Democrats are good and Republicans are bad. But when I go deeper, I don't think so, and I know it's very polarized at this point, but to me, it is sort of unfair to separate people into groups like that. You know, like Democrats all the way there, Republicans all the way there. Like, it just doesn't make sense. People have different beliefs, even within their own circles, right? I had a boyfriend who was a Republican, and that was way before the election. And he kind of introduced me to this way of thinking. Well, he introduced me to his family, and they were 100% Republican. And I just kind of accepted the point of view. then I had another boyfriend who was Democrat. I accepted his family's point of view, but like I never devalued anyone. You know, like I understand that being a Republican is valid and they have their point and they think certain way because they were raised certain way. So I don't despise them for that. No, I don't feel anything bad about it. Their opinion. I think it's totally. If there is a need for those conversations, then they should exist. I think that there is a need. People need to vent out. People need to understand what's going on and how to change, and they need to strategize. If they feel like it's a good investment of their time, please do that. I mean, you know, who am I to say to not do that? I don't have any opinion about something I don't do. To me, if somebody wants it to be like their side hobby or whatever to talk about politics, I find it absolutely great. I mean, the pressure is on me. It's my responsibility to take care of that pressure. I myself deal with that pressure. You know, if I feel it. Sometimes I don't feel it. You know, I don't care. So because, well, it's not like I feel pressure to say anti-Trump things. Because he was, at that time, pre-election time, he was creating an image of himself media was creating an image of him, portraying him as a bad guy. So, of course, my initial response would be, whoa, he's a bad guy. He's obviously a bad guy. You know, like, there's not a single positive thing about him and his approaches. But nowadays, it's so hard. It's so hard to say that. Not enough. So if you have nothing, I have nothing to say, so I say nothing, and I don't feel pressured about that. I think media is doing what media has always been doing. It is putting a message out there that people have a strong response to. That is the only thing that media is really good at. It just like provokes your feelings. So be it. You know, that's what it does. It doesn't mean that it's true. It does mean that people believe in it. Some people believe in it like really wholeheartedly. They buy into this, and that can be dangerous from both sides. You know, Republicans buy into it, Democrats buy into that. I buy into that. Media is a mediator. You know, Trump will not just like write posts himself because it's just not enough time. So you need a mediator to translate what's going on there onto the public, and then it's like a broken phone game thing. You know, it just goes all of the different directions, and you end up with something that initially was not that. You know, it's just like how it forms or how it transforms over time is very interesting, and you need to realize that as a human being. Adelya pre-America. I was narrow-minded and naive, and again, like media and movies have really brainwashed me since very early age. So when I came here, of course, it was like a disillusionment because movies portray certain people and media, as I said, simplifies things. I am a big proponent of the power of self, so to speak. You know, the environment is pretty important, but it really is nothing in comparison to what's going on inside you. So you can be like in Finland or whatever, and you will still feel like there is inequality everywhere. People in America, sometimes I feel like they like it's my feeling, okay? just opinion. Sometimes I feel like they don't know real problems. You know, kind of like first world country speaking, and they're like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, and I'm like, yeah, you live in Russia, and then you don't have like 50% of what you have, so what are you complaining about? I don't like America, or I don't dislike America. I'm really about myself and my relationship with the world, with others. The country has something to do with it, but not much. And well, right now at this point, I'm just starting to realize that it's not that important. You know, there are other things that are a little bit more important, such as painting. Kidding. Such as, I don't know, just well-being, your community, your relationship with other people who you value. You know, politics is like, you can't change anything. You can't, unless you're a politician. And unless you're absolutely 100% passionate about changing it from as an outsider, meaning you're not into politics, you're just a social activist and you want to change something, you gotta be like really crazy, freaking passionate, because it's gonna be so rough. It's gonna be so rough. Like, why would you invest so much effort into something that is so solid?